Hello YouTube, Great RJ1 here, and today I'm doing my concept for Han Solo in Battlefront 2. So I do know he's in the game, as you can see I have gameplay of him right here. So yeah, basically this is just my version of if I was going to put him in Battlefront 2. Now let's get to his health blaster, health regen pool, things like that. Now, I'm actually going to have him below my average Blaster Hero health regen. Why for this? Well, this is because of how powerful the abilities are for him. He has pretty powerful abilities. Which is why he has that low health. He has that low health at 650, which is his normal health in the game. So yeah, his DL44, which will be his main weapon, will basically just be the same as it already is in the game. I feel like that's just how it should be. So yeah. So he has the same DL44 as he already does in the normal game. However, what will be different is that he will have the damage will be different. I'm pretty sure this is not the damage he usually uses for it in the game as of now. So the body damage for this will be 46 on the body for all classes, and 80 on the head for the infantry and reinforcements, being 75 on the heads for heroes. So that's pretty big. It will have a damage drop off at longer range, but most of these blasters will just have it only the damage drop off go down once you're going from long range. So yeah. So we got all that sorted. Health regen pool, I would give him about 250, or at least 290. I think 290 helps him with the low health regen. Might be a bit too high for the abilities I have given him, but still, it's pretty good overall. So now we can get into the abilities I'd give him. First one will be the pyro-detonating explosives. These are the explosives they use, that Chewie and Han use to blow up the part of the inside of Starkiller base. I actually think this is a good ability choice for him. Now I don't know how. The way I'd make it work is that it has multiple uses. You can throw down 3. If you press the ability button when you only have 1 down, it will explode. But if you have multiple down, if you press it, all of them will explode. If you hold down the ability button, however, you have the choice on blowing up a certain amount. If you want to blow up 1, then you press a certain button on whatever if you're on PC or controller or whatever it is. So, and if you want to do 2 at a time or something like that, then you press 2 buttons at once, so they're all marked, but you can only do 3 of these explosives at one time, at any given time. You can only throw down 3, but you can attach them to anything, whether it's a enemy, a surface, stuff like that. And if you hold down the melee button while also holding down the attack button or something like, while also holding down the button that will explode it or something like that, I probably would just make it holding down the melee button. Then they will turn into proximity bombs. So yeah, so you can alter them a lot. So yeah. Anyway, that's basically it for it so far. So now we can get into the damage it will do and its cooldown. The damage I'd give it will be about 146 an enemy per bomb, so yeah, you can deal quite a lot of damage. And if you combo it with your blaster and they explode with it, you're going to be doing a lot of damage if you have all three. Now keep in mind you can only throw down 3 at a time, and you cannot pick them back up. However, I think it would be a nice idea to have them being able to be picked up, but still, I'd probably give it a 30-second cooldown for how the ability works, because it has many features on being used. Next whip would be called Smuggler's Tricks or something like that, and basically what this would do is basically play his death animation, which will just be the same as it is in Battlefront 2, how it is already. So what will end up happening is that it will make it as realistic as possible to make it seem like the enemy, to make it seem like you died. The enemy that was last damaging you, if you're getting attacked when it's being done, it will show up on their screen that you defeated it, unless they have it turned off, then it won't. And it will even up their kill streak, but yeah. This will also make it say it in the chat, so if you're getting attacked at the time, it would even say it, not in the chat, but you know, the death leaderboard thing that's on your right. And if it didn't, and if you weren't getting attacked at the time, then it will just say like whatever your user is no more. So yeah. So that's quite a lot, but then you can, but you're still vulnerable to damage. But what will be a giveaway on that, and that you're using an ability, will be that your body will not disappear, and you can still get damaged, and you will not get damage reduction when it's being done. But what you can do is that you can do it, your enemy will probably, if they're toxic, they'll probably do the, you know, toxic stuff that a normal toxic player would do. I feel like that's just what a toxic player does, isn't it? I can't believe I was not hitting them because of how the droids hit boxes. But yeah. And you can actually exit it at any time. You stay in it for as long as you want, and you exit it for as long as you want. As long as you can keep on moving your camera about, which will just show you different points of your character model, then you're going to stay in the game. You won't get kicked for it. But this will make it as realistic as it will basically. This will just make it as realistic, and it will even say assist if an enemy was attacking him at the time. But keep in mind, once you get out of it, the enemy, if they got another kill, then and they had just gotten your kill before, so say they went on a 17 kill streak, and then you got out of the ability once you got out of the kill streak, just before they get an 18 kill streak, it will say 17 again since you went out, basically erasing the original kill streak. But even if you look at your kill streaks before, when he's using the ability, this will say the amount of kill streaks you have, including that hand, until the hand gets out of the ability. So say I just activated the ability, it's playing. The enemy, for an example, if you was a toxic player, they could do like a teabag or something like that, and then I can come out and then shoot them as they're walking away or something like that. I feel like that could be a very powerful ability for man. I'll give it a 25-second cooldown. And last one is ability from Battlefront 2015, Lucky Shot. So this one will be quite a bit altered from Battlefront 2015. In Battlefront 2015, this was basically a shot you had to charge up. I'll keep up the charging up part. So what would end up happening is that you charge up the ability. What ends up happening is that it will be a auto lock on ability. So this can allow you to basically a version of Finn's Deadeye, but you only get one shot before the ability has to go into cooldown. If you activate the ability and you hold right click, it will begin to charge up. So it does charge up, so yeah. So yeah, that. So then after that, once it's charged up, you can press the attack, the button that shoots the blaster, and you will basically attack the enemy. And the Deadeye lock-on thing has unlimited range, so you can hit an enemy from afar, which sort of also gives him sort of wall hacks, but still, it's not that big of a wall hack really, as you're not really doing too much with it. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, it will have a lock on, but you can shoot while it's getting charged up, but the damage won't be as strong. When it's fully charged up, it will deal 180 damage to all enemies, so belt to infantry and heroes, to infantry and reinforcements, and will deal 120 damage to heroes. However, this does have a Finn lock-on Deadeye thing, and to be fair, this is not meant to be as powerful as Finn's Deadeye. So this was meant to be so it balances it out for heroes that cannot block and have trouble with it, like Palpatine and Boba Fett, because they cannot block unless you're going by my concept of Palpatine. Then he is able to block the attack. So yeah. Anyway, that's basically it for abilities. I feel like the Lucky Shot is a nice little ability from Battlefront 2015, which he had. I feel like that's a nice little ability he has. Cooldown, I'd give it probably a 35-second cooldown. I know that seems a bit much, and I said I will not put it any higher than that. But for how it is, I feel like it just balances it out, if not a 30-second cooldown. Because for how powerful the ability is, I still want it to be usable, so it can be used at least a little bit in Hero Showdown. But yeah, it's basically Finn's Deadeye but weaker. And if I was ever going to add a Finn if my version of Finn was going to be added, then I think I would remove the Deadeye. I would not have him use Deadeye, because that's a too powerful ability. If they made it just one shot and made it a very weak ability, I feel like that would be perfect for Finn. But once you give him like 1,000 shots, then he becomes too powerful. So I think they should only really use Deadeye if you need to, and you're just not able to land your shots well on the enemy that you keep on doing. But if someone begins to tell you to stop, then I think you should stop. I won't do any star cards for Han. I think he's just perfect the way he is. I can't really think of any star cards other than increased health, which will go to 60. From 70 to 80 to 90. Which will just make him go up to go to 670, 680, 690 to 700 health. I feel like that's really the only star cards that's needed. Appearances, the default appearance will be the appearance we first see him in basically at the beginning of A New Hope. That same appearance really. Next up will be the Yavin Ceremony appearance. He already has this in the game. I feel like this is really the only other appearance that's needed, that's major from A New Hope. I think a really funny appearance would be like a appearance with him basically being a stormtrooper. I think that would be a really funny appearance to see him as. I think that would be really funny, but I would have the helmet off though, because we don't want people mixing him up for an actual stormtrooper, so the helmet would be down. You not have the helmet on. Next up would basically just be his appearance from Empire Strikes Back with the sleeved jacket. I feel like that's just another appearance that's needed. Next up will probably just be the smuggler appearance. He already has this and it's part of the campaign, but to be fair, this because it's part of the campaign we already have this, but I'd actually make this to be unlocked by completing the campaign or completing the Han Solo mission. Or completing the Han Solo mission a certain amount of times, or doing it on all difficulties. I feel like that should be how it is. Then we have the Hoth appearance, the Endor appearance, the 2 solo movie appearances that he has. To be fair, I'm not a fan of these appearances. I'm just not a fan of them, so I probably wouldn't have them, but then they are part of the solo movie, so yeah, those probably be in. Not really any other appearances I can really think of, other than the appearance he has in The Force Awakens. And maybe the appearance he has in Rise of Skywalker, if there's a difference in that appearance. So yeah, not really too many emotes you can really think of. But I think a really funny emote or a line you can say to Finn or Rey is, "That's not how the Force works," because he does say it in The Force Awakens. Sorry about that. But yeah, Han, I think he would be a good hero if you were talking about my concept of him. The reason why I'm not making, like, I didn't give him basically any of the original abilities he has in the game already, is because I feel like he would be a bit too powerful if he had the original abilities he has. And to be fair, the pyro denting explosives sort of take up the detonite charge ability. So yeah, and I think having the lucky shot return for his left ability would be good. By the way, when I talk about the abilities, I usually mean it from right to middle to left. I go from left to middle to right. I don't go left to right to middle. That's why, because it just confuses me with that. It just doesn't seem right to do it like that, which is why I do it the way I did it. So yeah, I feel like that should just be how it will work for now. And why doesn't that hole get filled up? Like, it fills up there, but the hole there isn't. It makes no sense. I don't think they changed the hero portrait there, did they? On any of them. Like, I can say that they didn't change it on that because that's covered up, but still. Anyway, yeah, that's basically it for Han Solo. Tell me what you think of his concept in the comments below, if you think he would be a good hero to use, because I feel like he's not that powerful, and the reason why I gave him incredibly long recharge times on his abilities is because on how powerful they are. Now, the death animation, it's not that powerful, but yeah, it is quite powerful. I'll probably just slow down the recharge time to about 15 seconds or something like that, because I feel like any longer than that and it's going to be a bit too long, but still it's not that powerful. But then if you use it too often in a 1v1 duel, people will begin to catch on that they are not killing you. By the way, the health bar would be removed from enemies if they see you, if the animation plays. Basically, it will basically act as if you actually did get killed, basically. So yeah, anyways, that will be it for today's video, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.